All right, here we go with our progression of the beautiful woman who is my wife. And we went sailing. And I took this picture of her, and now I'm drawing it as a to help you guys with your grid project. So we've done the outline, we did the main pieces and of the face, just lightly everything, and then we started shading, and then we did another layer that was starting to define these things more strictly and with more value. And now we're going to go back, do it again, and we've started erasing some lines for the grid, so we're going to do that some more. And so we're going to get pretty close to finishing this up, I think. And so now I'm going to come in, I'm going to do a little bit of work with the teeth here. The teeth are really hard. It is really hard to draw teeth in a way that doesn't make yourself, whatever you're drawing, the person that you're drawing, look like they have like huge buck teeth or little baby teeth, and it can just be a challenge. So I'm really lightly drawing just the darker part of the teeth. And now I erase this grid line, but I can still kind of see it, and I can see that that tooth comes like right here. And then another one is like right here. And that one's like right in here. And now there's some gums in here, but before I draw the gums, I don't want them to get lost. So I'm going to give a little bit more value here on my lip. Just going to define this lip a little bit more, and then I can draw the gums a little bit in here, just lightly shade those guys. Got a little more value in there, darken that up. Got this tooth, try to shape that thing. Try to shape this a little bit more. Alright, bring that down a little bit. Alright, and here the lips cover up the gums here. Pretty much. So there's a little bit of a gap between her top teeth and her lip here that's just dark. So I'm going to give a little bit more value here, make that dark. And hopefully that works to keep her from looking like she has like buck teeth or whatever. This, again, this is probably one of the most difficult things. So even if you look at this picture, like, look, her teeth look great here. Look, her teeth don't look as quite as awesome here. So I might have to do a little bit here to fix that. Just a little changes here and there make a pretty big difference. So now she looks like she's got a big gap in her teeth. But all right. Okay. So we're going to keep moving because as we keep working, this might kind of work itself out. So here now I'm going to just, since I'm already working on the mouth, maybe I'll just define this a little bit more. The darker areas. All right. All right, let's look over here. I haven't done a whole lot with the ear area. So I've got this cheek that I have shaded, but I did not take out the grid lines yet, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to come back in and lightly kind of fix the grid area here. I'm noticing that this shading here, this kind of her makeup, I think, kind of goes up pretty high up. So I'm going to try to take it up. There we go. And then I've got to decide if I want to draw these hairs or not. I really like them, but I'm not totally sure if I want them on the final drawing. So I'll wait a little bit longer. So I'm going to do the hair. This part of the hair goes kind of up like this. And I don't worry too much about the direction of the hair, but I do a little bit. Like, I'm not drawing each individual piece of hair. I'm drawing kind of the main shapes that I see and the darker areas. So back here behind the ear, I can see that the hair is kind of going up like this and out this way. And so I'm just going to kind of shade in those darker areas. I'm not super worried about the hair being awesome, being perfectly exactly what it looks like in the picture. I'm trying to just get the main idea of it, because the hair is not really the main focal point of the drawing. It's the face, right? So if I get the hair pretty close, it's okay. I want to get the face as perfect as I can. So, but I'm going to work on the hair a little bit. And as I do, I might not even need to erase any of my grid at all, because her hair is pretty dark. And so I might be able to just draw the hair in such a way that it covers up the grid. So I'm going to define this ear a little bit more as I draw the hair around it. And this earring as well. Oh, this jacket goes up way up here. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to also, I'm not super worried about the jacket. I'm not drawing, I don't really care about the garment that much. So I'm just going to darken that in. It's a dark garment, so I'm going to just make that dark. And then I'm just going to fill in this area here. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, oh, this might not be a good idea, because I don't want to get pencil all over my hand while I'm drawing and mess up the rest of my drawing. But usually I do the garment pretty close to last. But I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way. It just felt like it. All right, so the hair is coming down here like this. Coming up this way. All right, let's look at this hair up here. So I'm going to shade in this hair a little bit. And since the hair is kind of coming up out of the forehead here, I'm going to try to do my shading in that kind of direction. That's going to be helpful in making it look more like hair. Now you can see as I'm doing this, I can still see that line in there pretty well from the grid. So I'm going to do what I can to take that line out. The line is not going away the way I want it to when shading, so I'm just going to take it out. Okay. Redraw this part of the forehead. Get in there with my shading. Trying to look at my drawing to see, or at my picture to see where are kind of the darker parts of the hair and draw those, try to get those and leave the other parts a little bit lighter, and that way it gives the hair a little bit of shape. Where is that? That's right there. Okay. Now I'm going to define this area of the forehead. It's pretty good. And I'm going to darken in this area of the hair. It's all pretty dark in here. To come back and define some of these shapes, you might see, oh, I missed it a little bit when I first did my outline run through, and that's okay. You can come in and fix it. This is the time when you get to fix it. Sheet kind of comes out a little bit too far. There we go. All right, good. And so I'm just going to keep plugging away, getting darker and darker, and defining things better and better. Making darker things dark, keeping lighter things light. Erasing things that shouldn't be there. Now, if I would have started drawing big, fat, dark lines, then I wouldn't be able to make the little adjustments that I needed to make to make this look more like the picture that I'm trying to draw. So if I were to draw this dark, it would be really, really difficult to kind of move an eyebrow over a little bit, or change the eyes at all, or put the nostrils in the right place. But now that I've gone through all of that work to make sure everything is in the right spot, I can start drawing more. I can start drawing more and more dark, and that way I know that I'm drawing that thing that I'm drawing dark in the right place, because I've done all of this work to see that it's to make sure that it's there in the right spot. So now I'm just going through darkening things that need to be dark, keeping things light that need to be light. And as I do that, I should start seeing the picture should start looking more and more three-dimensional. Should start looking more and more like the picture that I'm trying to draw. And my hope is that when I'm finished with this, it's going to look like the person I'm trying to draw. Sometimes I do a drawing and it looks like a person, but it doesn't necessarily look like the person that I'm trying to draw. So my hope is I'm going to finish this and it's going to look like my wife and not like just some other person that kind of looks like my wife. All right, so I'm just going to continue erasing grid lines, shading, erasing, shading, darkening, keeping things light until this is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep working on this and do another video. I'm gonna do some more work here while like off camera, and then as I get closer to the end, then I will do another video. All right.